any hardworking, normal American to get to 100,000 in a very reasonable.
On single-family residential real estate. Okay, this is the bread and butter of the real estate game. It's the easiest to get involved. You probably already have everything you need to get started in this asset class and to begin building wealth for you and your family. Now, here's the beautiful thing you're going to see. My friend Robert, he's the same age as me. Here's the crazy thing. He bought his first property same age I did. So if me and this guy can do it, we didn't go to college. No fancy degrees, none of that stuff. Just blue collar, get up every day, grind and work to build wealth in real estate. If we can do it, I promise you, you can do it.
Here last, I know how long these floors last, how long everything in a house has a life cycle.
Sure.
And I always say my favorite tenant is someone like 26, 27, too busy to even be home.
Right.
Probably don't even have many friends. And they're gone all the time. And they have no kids.
Right.
And my house just sits there. That's the perfect tenant.
Right. Absolutely.
The opposite of that is someone with 4 kids, you know, a couple ferrets, you know, just some weird animals, a bird flying around.
Right.
Right. And they're like, I work from home. I'm like, oh my God. You know, that's the worst, you know, for me, because I know the life cycle of this home is about every door time you open it is one less time it's gonna open.
Yep.
Every time you flush is one last time it may work. It's and as an investor, we see that.
Mm-hmm.
And we know what it costs for a sheet of drywall or the mud or the tape to do
$13.84.
13. Yeah, see, he knows his number better than I do, and I know that shit is up. And I couldn't tell you the price $13.84, but I know what that we have to prepare for that, and we constantly do capex, and you know, we've talked about this, and I'm sure you've had those moments where it's like. My wife has said this before. I feel like we work for our real estate sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You do.
Sometimes?
Yeah. I mean, like you're having to do other things to keep this stuff going. And where I see gurus pitch it as, oh, it's just passive income, and you're just gonna, I don't know where they're doing, you know.
No, well, and there are ways to invest in like REITs and stuff like that. But if you're doing hands-on ownership, like you, me, you know, him,
which is how you get the most money.
Yeah, exactly. That's where your strongest cash flow is going to be. That's where your wealth gets built because you're putting the sweat in there yourself and everything. Because it's like, you know, one of the people works for me. They make $25 an hour. But if I'm doing a billable hour, that's depending on the job, that's $60 to $85 an hour. So I make $40 an hour every time that person is working on my property. Okay, and so the thing is that equity is what starts to multiply and everything. Because eventually, I'm not going to want to do this any longer. You know, and I'm going to look to get out of the business, so to speak, to some degree. And so I want something there. You know, it's important. And I look at things, when I repair a house, I look at it, I don't want to mess with this for 10 years. Okay? I don't put carpet in any of my places. It either gets tile, if it's a concrete floor, we'll paint it and do like a nice sprinkle of garage floor paint, or I'll put LVP down because I don't want to mess with it for another 10 years. Okay? Every time, if you like carpet, it's generally speaking, every time they move out, you're having to replace the carpet. Well, guess what? All your profit's gone.
Right, no carpet. We definitely don't want carpet.
No ice makers, no dishwashers.
No dishwashers.
We talked about
no dishwashers.
You don't want to provide any
my family.
Automatic garage door openers. Nope, they're manual. Like all of that has a component, and that motor goes out on that garage door, they're gonna expect you to fix it.
Absolutely. That's why I don't include washers and dryers.
Yep.
Because as soon as it goes bad, they're like, "Hey, you need to get over here and fix this," and everything like that. Or charge them $25 per unit per month, so you make an extra $50 and everything like that. And in Pensacola, we got a lot of used appliance places. I just make a call. Brett took a stove over to the place, put it inside for $160. Okay, there's no way I can come close to taking 2 hours of my day out for that and everything. And Brett met me at the intersection and got his cash done.
Right. No ice makers.
Exactly.
All the cool shit you'd want at your house doesn't go in there.
Bathroom fans get attached to the light switch.
Oh, I love her!
I'm so excited. I knew you was going to do that.
Yeah, so like that's another little trick, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
they don't get a choice.
people will take 1 hour showers. It's just moisture.
Yep.
Just going into your attic,
Yep.
your drywall year after year.
Yep.
And if you don't vent it out, at some point you're gonna have mold.
Sure.
And it's always after they leave, you're gonna be in there doing the mold regeneration and messing with it. So, and that's annoying. People hate it.
Yes.
They turn the light on, and the fucking motor comes on. But hey, you know, if you leave it up to them, they won't turn it on.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Now I wouldn't do that at my house because I'm capable of hitting
Right.
the button.
Right.
You know. Or I was looking at one guy's renting house and he had heat lamps in the bathroom.
What the heck?
Yeah, that way they can warm up, man. If it's cold in the shower when you get out, you hit the button. That's what I said. I said, what are you doing? Take those out.
Yeah.
Those come out, drywall
Fire
patch.
hazard.
Yeah, fire hazard. We are not having no heat lamps so
Uh-uh.
you can get warm fast when you get out of the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what yeah. Now, we just moved into doing Airbnb, and we're having to do some things that I wouldn't do in a rental.
Sure.
Dishwasher.
Right.
Kills me, but you need one.
Yep.
Crown molding.
Yep.
I would not put that in a rental. I need it in this place
Right.
because I want to make it a BA experience. I
Absolutely.
want them to walk in and like they don't have this at home. This
Right.
is a getaway.
Well, and the other thing is you've identified your market and
Right.
you know the customer that you want to attract. It's a whole different ballgame with doing the short term and doing the long term.
Right.
Absolutely. And you know this is what I got to do. So.
And I'm already having to slow her down. She's like, "Oh, we'll get all new furniture."
Whoa! Hey! Hey!
Yeah, this chair's fine.
Right.
No,
But
we're
it
getting
is-
all new
But
furniture.
it's
End
not
the conversation.
It's not nice. It's not super nice, and I know it needs to go.
It's
But
not the right shade of avocado.
right, exactly. That's what it is, and it's like
It's not
killing me,
functional, Robert.
'cause I
It's
would
not.
as a rental do any of that.
Yeah, what they
Right.
think is functional and actually is functional is two different things.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And you know, yeah. So that's a learning experience for me to spend that kind
Sure.
of money.
Sure.
On a, you know, oh, we need to have a fancy coffee, tea, you know, the little Keurig machine with. I'm
Right.
like, oh my god, what are we doing?
Right.
But you have to.
Dishes.
You have to in that environment. You have dishes in there.
Yes.
That's a totally different way of doing investing to me.
Right.
You know?
So,
I thought he was gonna have an aneurysm when the first day we walked down there and I started my list.
Right.
So
yeah, and we're like, you know, all this, and we ain't repaired anything. We
Right.
ain't thrown up any walls. It's just furniture and machine. I'm like, oh my god.
you wait till the curtains come.
Yeah, and then
Right.
custom curtains. And I'm just like,
Little notepad.
what is happening?
Welcome.
Because you see, that's what happens at my house. That kind
Right.
of stuff.
Right. Right.
Yeah, man, we covered a lot there. Yeah, that's a little trick. Don't have all these crazy appliances. You got to have basics and it's clean, and that's all you're going for. Other little tricks to make a house look nice. If you don't know, just changing out all the hardware.
Mm-hmm.
Just nice. Paint a cabinet and put new hardware on it.
New faceplates on receptacles is
New
cheap.
faceplates on. Yeah, all the light switches, brand new. They all match. That's an easy
Get the brass out, put in nickel or chrome.
nickel or chrome.
Updates it, makes it, look in the last millennium instead of 1970s of the brass and stuff like that,
Right.
Go to a 6-panel door instead of a smooth slab, or we call them a scallop, but it's got the one that looks like keystone on top and a square on the bottom, and the difference in those is about $25 a slab. So it's a cheap remedy to really upgrade it because it adds a nice touch to it and everything like that.
Smells
Yeah.
huge.
The other
Right.
thing that you can do is, if you have access to them, is buy solid doors instead of corridors, because if you got a rough place, then people are always putting their fist through those doors or kicking them or something.
Right.
So,
Yeah.